Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share some real confessions with you. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please give the video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you. I know what I'm about to say is sick. I know if anyone ever found out, they'd never look at me the same. But I can't carry it anymore. It's been sitting on my chest for years, rotting inside me. And it all started with someone I loved more than I should have. Her name's Ashley. She was never really my sister. Technically, she was my stepsister. My dad married her mom when I was 15. She was 13 at the time. Blonde, always loud, always laughing, the kind of girl who could light up a room without trying. I didn't like her at first. She was messy, nosy, always in my space. But things changed. We were forced to share a house, forced to become a family when neither of us really wanted it. I kept to myself. She didn't. She used to barge into my room without knocking, borrowed my hoodies, ate from my plate. She'd sprawl out on the couch next to me in her little pajama shorts like we were blood, like it didn't mean anything. But it started to mean something to me. The more comfortable she got, the more I started to notice everything. Her smell, her laugh. The way her voice cracked when she was sleepy, the way she'd hum to herself while brushing her teeth. It wasn't a crush. It was an obsession. I never touched her, never said anything. But in my head, it was constant. I'd lay awake thinking about her. I memorized every little thing, how she curled her legs when she sat, how she chewed her gum, how she left her towels on the floor after a shower. She was careless in a way that made her feel real, human, touchable, and I wanted to touch her more than anything. We had this one summer where our parents were gone a lot, working long shifts, overnight trips. Ashley and I had the house to ourselves most weekends. She'd wander around in tank tops and underwear, completely unbothered. She thought I was her brother. She trusted me. That's what makes me sick. Because all I could think about was how close she was. How easy it would be to accidentally walk in while she was changing. How sometimes she'd fall asleep next to me on the couch and her arm would brush mine and I'd feel my whole body tense like I'd been electrocuted. I started doing things I regret. Going through her laundry, her diary, listening to her voice notes when she left her phone out unlocked. I told myself it wasn't wrong, that it wasn't hurting anyone, but the guilt started catching up. One day she asked me if I had a crush on someone. She was joking, probably. Sitting on my bed, legs folded under her, eating a bowl of cereal like it was the most casual thing in the world. I panicked, said no, laughed it off. She smiled and said, "Good, 'cause I'd be jealous. You're like the only guy I actually like being around." My stomach dropped. She meant it innocently, I knew that. But my mind twisted it. That night I did something worse. I watched her through the crack in her door. She was brushing her hair in front of the mirror, humming to herself, completely unaware. I stood there for minutes, not blinking, just watching, imagining what it would feel like to go in, sit behind her, run my hands down her back. I didn't, but I wanted to. And that terrified me. After that, I started avoiding her. Said I was busy. Stayed out late, got a job that kept me gone on weekends. She noticed. Saw it, I was being weird. I told her I just needed space. Eventually, we grew apart. Our parents divorced when I was 20. I moved out. She stayed with her mom. We talk sometimes. She sends me Instagram memes, old pictures of us as kids. Says she misses how things used to be. She has no idea. She thinks I was the best big brother. She doesn't know that I memorized every inch of her. That I still remember the way her voice cracked when she was half asleep. That I still have one of her bracelets in my drawer, hidden under socks. That I still dream about her sometimes and wake up ashamed. I never hurt her, never crossed the line, but in my mind, I already had. And that's the part I can never forgive. No one knows about this. Not my friends. Not my therapist. Not even my last girlfriend, and she knew almost everything about me. But for about 2 years I had a habit. An addiction, really. I used to book random Airbnbs, not for vacations, not for travel. I wasn't going anywhere. I just wanted to be inside someone else's world for a night. It started normal. I traveled for work. I like staying in homes more than hotels, more personal, more lived in. But one night, I stayed in this little studio that belonged to a woman named Camille. I remember every detail of that apartment. The lemon-scented soap, the hair left in the shower drain, her robe hanging on the bathroom hook, a half-full water bottle on the nightstand like she'd just forgotten it. It didn't feel like a rental. It felt like she still lived there. I don't know why it got to me, but I couldn't stop thinking about her, about who she was, what she looked like, what she did before she left. The idea that she had once curled up under that same blanket, walked barefoot across the same floor. That night I slept in her bed naked. I don't know why. I just wanted to feel closer to her. After that, I started looking specifically for Airbnbs that felt personal, not professionally cleaned, not generic, the kind where you can still smell the owner's shampoo in the bathroom. I'd book them for one night, sometimes two. I never touched anything. I didn't steal, but I did things I'm not proud of. I'd lay in their bed for hours, breathing in the scent of their pillows. I'd check the fridge to see what they ate. I'd open their closet, run my hands across their clothes, try to piece together their personality from the little things they left behind. Sometimes I'd sit on their couch and pretend I was them. Turn on their TV, scroll through their Netflix profile, read the books on their nightstand. It made me feel like I'd belong somewhere, that I had a life worth living. One time I stayed at a young couple's place, clearly still in love. Photos everywhere, wedding invitations pinned on the fridge. I spent the night sitting at their dining table, staring at their names on that card. Samantha and Mark forever, starts now. I imagined being Mark. I imagined Samantha's voice. I imagined her in that bed, laughing, stretching, sighing in sleep. The next morning I cried in their bathroom, the worst part. It wasn't just about being lonely. There was something darker in it. I started searching for female hosts. I wouldn't even check the location anymore, just the name, the bathroom tiles, the softness of the bedding. Sometimes I'd find hair on the sink, eyeliner in the drawer. One time, a pink bra was left hanging on the towel rack. I didn't touch it, but I stared at it for a long time. I wanted to know what kind of person she was, what her voice sounded like, if she ever walked past someone like me and never noticed. I never tried to find any of them, never stalked them, but I started leaving notes. Nothing creepy, just little things. I hope you're having a good day. Or you have a beautiful home. Thank you. I don't know why I did it. Maybe I wanted them to know someone saw them. Not in a dangerous way, just noticed. But then something happened that made me stop. It was a place in Philadelphia, a small loft. Belonged to a woman named Claire. Same as usual, clean, soft bed, framed photos of her and a dog. A pink toothbrush in the holder. A Spotify playlist left open on the TV screen. I was there less than 5 minutes before I knew this one felt different. I couldn't stop smelling her lotion. I opened the drawer next to the bed, found a half-used candle and a few journals. I didn't read them, I swear I didn't, but I felt sick. Overwhelmed. Like I had stepped too far in. I spent the whole night lying on her side of the bed, not sleeping. Just sweating, heart racing, half-hating myself. I left early. Didn't take anything. Didn't even use the bathroom. But when I got home, I realized I had something in my backpack that wasn't mine. Her sock, I don't remember taking it, but it was there. Still warm. That was the moment I knew I had to stop. I deleted the app, blocked the emails. Haven't stayed in an Airbnb since. It's been over a year, but every now and then, when I'm lying awake in my own bed, cold sheets, empty air, I think about Camille's apartment, and Claire's playlist, and that damn pink bra. I wasn't looking for sex. I was looking for connection, but I crossed a line. And the worst part is, I don't think I was ever really alone in those houses. Because when you start pretending to be someone else in their own home, some part of them stays with you, even after you leave. I don't expect anyone to understand why I did what I did. I don't even fully understand it myself. I just know that it started small, like a flicker of a thought, and then it grew into something darker, something I couldn't stop. I was 23 when I moved into that neighborhood. Cheap rent, quiet street, mostly families and older couples. I worked nights at a warehouse, so I'd sleep during the day, stay up late, barely interact with anyone. Honestly, I liked it that way. But 2 houses down, there was this couple, James and Erica, early 30s, picture-perfect types. Always smiling, always together, always polite. I met them one morning while grabbing my mail. Erica waved first. She had this soft voice, the kind that made you lean in just to catch the last few words. James introduced himself, shook my hand like we were friends already. Said if I ever needed anything, they were right there. At first, I barely thought about them. But then I started noticing things. Their routine. Erica always watered her plants at 8:15 a.m. James left for work at 7:45 sharp. Lights out by 10. Their kitchen window stayed open unless it rained. Their bedroom second floor, left side, always had the same curtain half drawn. I could see the glow of their TV most nights through it. I wasn't trying to watch them, but I couldn't stop. I'd sit in my living room with the lights off, just staring out my window. Sometimes with a beer, sometimes for hours. I started learning their habits like clockwork. When they argued, when they kissed, when they didn't say a word. One night I watched them dance in the kitchen, no music playing, just holding each other. And I remember thinking, I wish someone looked at me like that. I wanted that feeling, that closeness, but I knew I'd never have it. So I started getting closer. I'd walk my trash out right when Erica stepped outside. I'd slow my car down when James was working in the yard. One time, their back gate didn't latch. I walked into their backyard at 2 a.m., just to stand where they stood every morning, looking out at the flowers. I felt like I belonged there. It wasn't long before I found their spare key. They kept it in the garden gnome by the porch. I saw Erica put it there one afternoon after locking herself out. I didn't take it, not at first, but I knew where it was, and that knowledge, that became a weight I carried. I'd walk past that gnome every night on my way home. Some nights I'd reach out and touch it. One night I took the key, and then I put it back. I wasn't planning to go inside. That wasn't the idea, until one night I did. It was a Friday. I waited until their bedroom light went off. Waited another hour just to be sure. Then I crossed the lawn, opened the gnome, and let myself in. Their house smelled like lavender and clean laundry. It was warm, still, perfect. I didn't steal anything. Didn't break anything. I just walked through their kitchen, touched the back of their couch, opened their fridge, sat for a minute at the dining table, looking at the family photos on the wall. James with his arm around Erica. Erica laughing with her hand in front of her mouth. I walked upstairs. Their door was cracked just enough. I could hear them breathing. That was all I wanted. Just to be close. To feel that. I watched them sleep for maybe 3 minutes, then I left. The next morning, they had no idea. But I did it again, a week later. Then 2 days after that. Sometimes I'd just go in and sit on their couch or touch Erica's favorite coffee mug. Once, I brought in one of my books and left it under their couch cushion just to know something of mine was in their house. It became an addiction. One night, I stood by their bed for over 10 minutes. I watched Erica roll onto James' chest. He kissed her forehead in his sleep. I don't remember crying, but my face was wet. Then something changed. One night I left the key in the wrong position. James found it in the grass. The next day, they had a security camera installed above the porch. They changed the locks. I never went back inside. But I still watched them from my window, from my car. I'd walk the block and look up at their windows like I had every right. Then one day, they moved. No warning, no goodbye. The house was empty within a week. I never saw where they went. I still live here, but I haven't looked out my window in months. Because the truth is, I didn't just invade their home. I convinced myself I belonged there. And that's the darkest part. I didn't want to hurt them. I just wanted to be seen. And for a while I was